why don't you summarize your Alaskan experience for us thus far?
Summarizing is perfect. Besides, you just gotta come here.
So, what have your highlights been in Alaska?
Good question. Well, rock climbing all the time. Denali 8 times. Visual sights 8 times. That was great. And good times with friends.
Visiting McCarthy and passing by the cemetery here. See, it's an old cemetery. This is the wagon path that we're using to walk into town. Primarily four-wheelers use it now, and they have a main vehicle road that the locals use. This spot here is pretty out of the way, about 2 miles from McCarthy and Kennecott. Here we are at the Kennecott mine site where they process copper. It's like the surface of the moon.
It is.
Here we are, base camp, north of the mine area. We're checking it out over here on this sunny night in August. It's around 8 p.m. What can you tell us, Nick, about how you're feeling about your time off?
It's nice. It's definitely a lot better than work at the field side. Check it out.
Ooh la la. Something we've been seeing quite frequently in the last couple of days has been a lot of bear scat. You see right there some berry scat from some bears. Nick, does this make you concerned at all?
Been seeing a lot of it.
Well, what would you do if we did run into a bear?
Say no.
Now, after you said no bear, Nick, would you just run away from the bear? Now, what's that you've got on your belt there?
Well, came a little too close, a little uncomfortable. Might have to spray him with this guy, and I think that would do the trick.
I agree. I'm not concerned at all. The peanut butter was getting stuck all up in my mouth. How's your lunch, Nick?
It's good. Beautiful Alaskan day. You know, a little glacier action. Just about the, apparently this is the biggest icefall in the world. At least we do know that it's bigger than the Colebrook icefall on Everest. Pretty cool. It's about a good 6,000 feet vertical of some glacier that's falling down slowly.
We hope to get as close as possible to that later on today. We'll see what happens. Our method of travel now is on this very relatively steep embankment. This is a lateral moraine, and you can see Nick walking ahead of me. This one has come to quite a point. It is really only about 3 feet wide at the top here. I guess where he is, it's probably only a foot wide, but another added twist to the journey that always makes for the fun Alaskan adventure. And the icefall is getting much, much closer as we go. See you soon. Well, alas, we have come pretty far. We did our best to get as far as we could, and we have hit at least a temporary dead end here. You can see that the lateral moraine that we are walking on has pretty much come to an end right about where we are, and then terminates into a bit of a cliff in front of us, which isn't something that we're willing to walk on without climbing gear and such, of course. So we're going to stop here, take some pictures, and try to make a game plan for what to do next. Here's the beginning of the Root Glacier, and there is the Stairway Icefall. One of the biggest, 6,000 vertical feet of ice slowly crashing down into this valley. So here we chill out within the largest wilderness area in the country, just relaxing, taking our ease. I don't know, Nick's over there chilling out. Say hi, Nick. Having an amazing time. This mountain across the way, Donahoe Peak, has some interesting sedimentary lines curved from bottom right to upward left. and then they start to go up, and then they almost curve back over. You can imagine how another landmass has struck into this one and pushed it up. 30-second rule of hiking. If you can't go through it, you can't go over it, then you go below it. This is Valdez' final stop on this week's tour, day trailside. You can see everything. There's mountains about 360 all the way around us. There's our young Mr. Nick. Nick, how has this week been for you?
It's been good. It's been real good.
What's the highlight of this trip been?
All week. I mean, there's no highlight.
Excellent. Was McCarthy good?
It was good. Very good.
Valdez, a port city surrounded by mountains. Not a lot here really, besides the ocean and mountains to look at. Downtown scene isn't very large or exciting, but if you're into fishing or glacial climbing, Portage Valley, glaciers trickling out of the mountains in various locations next to this glacial stream. There she goes, Mountain Mom.
Fish. Excuse me, can I just take a picture of my phone?
Doing alright.
Stand to the side or something?
What is this, Mom? Mom, what is this?
This is a black-tailed deer. How you doing? You got anything?
Yep.
You're playing chances here.
Yep.
Oh, this is cool.
It's a salt, I'm sure, in your hand.
Salt in my hand. Everybody's got salt in their hand. If they want to get licked, come on over. Put my hand in probably good thing he's snoring.
It's gonna eat you.
Little guy.
So is this a good size moose?
Yeah, a little baby moose.
Yep, he looks like a baby moose. You can look at his ears. There must be a lot of flies in there. Father of most of these.
Oh, I don't know much about elk.
It's either that one over there or the one in the middle. Because they both have big... That one has the biggest antlers. That doesn't mean he isn't... He's the one, but... God, is that cool for them to be in a marsh like that? Isn't that muddy, gooky stuff where they're laying?
Oh, well, it did rain a lot lately.